Hello, hello, hello. Happy April. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I just wanted to take some time to say thank you so much for all of the love and support I got on my first couple of videos. If you have a channel, as you know, sharing these things online can be a little bit daunting. So I just want to say thank you so much for welcoming me into the community, for all the encouragement and the comments that I've received. I will try to make sure that I've gotten back to everyone. I hope I did, but if I did not, I will be getting back to you as soon as humanly possible. So today, what I wanted to do is go over what my April budget will look like. If you have watched my previous two videos, you know that I mentioned I was in the middle of interviewing for a role that was actually going to see me increasing my salary by quite a bit. For a little bit of background, I was laid off in November from a salary role. I had a secondary job that was hourly, increased that to a full time role, but it's not enough to live off of. But I do have a second income. My husband, we are a two income household, and he is on a salary. So that has been floating us all this time. And I finally actually ended up landing a role that I will be starting on Monday where I will be back to salary, and actually ended up increasing my income by $40,000 a year. So it's going to be a significant increase over anything that we've ever made. And so now budgeting and planning is going to be more important than ever so that lifestyle creep does not set in, but also it makes our debt payoff plans much more realistic. Um, the amount that we'll be able to put towards paying off is going to be astronomical. Both of these companies are startups. The current company that I work for at an hourly rate is a startup, and they're a very small, scrappy team. So I'm going to be plugging in some hours with them over the next couple of months in between until they can kind of get someone in my role and get them all trained up and things like that. So we're also going to have a little bit of extra income at the same time. So this is, like I said, the perfect time to really start planning. So I did the math based on what my annual salary will be, which is 75,000. And I did the math based on how much taxes should be taking out filing as a married couple. Um, and so we're going to work on that. So this will be the overall Monday, or I'm sorry, the overall April plan. And then weekly or bi weekly, as we're paid, we'll go through and kind of edit it. And then once I see what my paycheck is actually going to look like, if I'm on the money, hopefully I am. But if I'm not, then we'll kind of adjust that as well. And then that will help us with the May budget. So this is just going to be the preliminary, like March reset. What are we looking at for April kind of plan? So for the first income, I'm putting in my husband's income. Like I said, he is on a salary, so his income is going to stay the same regardless. For the new job, I'm thinking I should be at about 4734. And then on the low end, I'm expecting to bring in 1400 from my current job, and that is just with doing like some part-time work. That includes the full-time week that I'm doing this week. So that should put us at $9,012 for the month of April. Again, so this is the plan side. The actual side, as we get paid, I will enter these in, and then it will show us like what our actual income is, what we actually had left to spend. It'll all be here in this little section, so it'll kind of give us a really good idea of like what we're looking at. So, for our housing expenses, we pay 725 in rent. We do live in the Midwest, but that is not super typical. Rent is not that much more expensive here, but we are renting from a family friend, so our cost is a lot lower than it would be otherwise. We don't have any like home or renters insurance that we need to pay, and I don't anticipate any other housing expenses just yet. Starting in May, we'll probably have like a lawn service. We're trying to decide if we want to get a lawn service or my husband kind of wants to buy a lawnmower and just do it himself. So we'll kind of take a look at that for next month, and see what that kind of looks like. So it's just me and my husband, so no children, no education plan. We don't shop for clothes very often. The summertime is coming, so we might need to get like a couple of things. So I'm just going to do a preliminary like $100 budget and go from there. But we don't shop often. We have more than enough clothes. Um, Pets and pet food. Normally, I would budget $100. So we have a 9-year old pit, and then we have a kitten. Our kitten, we buy him a 7 pound bag of food, and that lasts him like almost a month. Our dog, as you can imagine, she's 80 pounds, so she goes through food much quicker. But we had a really interesting situation where I bought her a 15-pound bag of food that was delivered to the wrong address. And luckily, we have some people in our community that are amazing. And so I ordered her another bag of food when it was delivered to the wrong address. And then whoever's house it was dropped off at ended up bringing it to us. And I took her outside, and the bag of food was on the porch. So now she's got 30 pounds of food. And I don't think she's going to need food anytime soon. But just in case, I do want to put the money away because you just never know, anything could happen. But also, this goes towards like toys for them, things like that. So we're gonna put $100 away like normal. Our subscriptions are about $50. This includes Spotify, Hulu, and Canva. We do have all of the streaming services, but we share with my dad, who pays for most of them. Um, so we just leave it like that. And then other home and family expenses, I don't think we have anything for that. So for utilities, I'm going to budget about $400 for our energy bill because it has been like $450 for 2 months in a row. Our electric and gas go together, so I'm going to enter zero here, but it's essentially 400. The reason that it is so high is because the energy company that we have is a monopoly, and we do not have another option anywhere. They're like a private company, and if I told you who they were, you would know exactly. But they're a monopoly. There's no one else that we can go to. They don't have anything available for assistance, so you have to go to like outside sources to get assistance. And the problem now moving forward is going to be we make way too much money for them to put us in any kind of situation to lower the bill. We used to have like a $200 and $250 bill, which was a lot. So we are a little bit in arrears because our bill has been $450 a month. And so with this new income, I think right now we owe about 900. So um, maybe I should budget 900 then. So I'll budget the full amount that we actually owe so that we can pay it off in April. And then I think we'll be able to enroll in budget wise billing, which is where they take like your average and spread it out over 12 months, and it's not based on income or anything. The problem is when I talked to the rep, she said even doing that, we're probably still going to be looking at like $300 a month. So it's a pain, but there's nothing that we can do about it. So we just have to be smart and budget accordingly. For water, the water is run by the city, and there was a lot going on during the pandemic. A lot of people have leaking that the city is not fixing. And so we were able to enroll in a plan for 24 months where we pay $18 a month for our water, and that is not going to be up for renewal for a year and a half. Um, so that's what we're paying for water right now because our water bill was also like $200 and it was crazy. Trash is done by the city. We don't pay anything for it. Our cell phone bill is $234.37. Our internet is 90, and I think that is everything for utilities: water, phone, internet. Yep. Okay. Interest payments right now, we don't have any um, active credit cards, so we don't have like any credit card or interest payments or anything that we need to make. So we're going to zero that out. For retirement right now, I have some that's being taken out of my paycheck automatically, and that's being done by my employer and then being matched. So right now we don't have an outside IRA, but that is something that we are looking into. Same thing for my husband, it comes out of his check automatically. So I'm going to zero that out just because it is already gone before it hits our account. College fund, we don't have any children. We're going to zero that out. My little brother is 15, so I've been actually thinking about putting some money away to give to him when he graduates in a couple of years. So I'll kind of look at that and take a look and see. My parents are pretty well off, so they don't really need it, but I would like to. So we'll see. And then other savings and investments. Um, I am going to do another video setting up like our debt payoff and then also like our sinking funds. So I'm going to zero that out for now, just so I can kind of divvy that out a little bit later. But I would love to know, like, what sinking funds do you guys have? What are you saving for? What are some things you wish you saved for in the beginning? I would absolutely love to know. I always get like tripped up on our sinking funds because I'm always like, what? I feel like I have an idea of what sinking funds is, and then I sit down to do it, and I'm like, maybe I don't get it. So I would love, love, love to hear what you guys are setting up for your sinking funds. So for groceries, we do about 350 between the two of us. Restaurants, I'm going to try and put it at 150 because your girl needs to relax on eating out and everything anyway. So at the end of the month, I'll be able to take a look and see um, how much we actually typically spend. We went on vacation last month, and then the month before that, my husband's mother came to visit. So we've had a couple of like not really up to date months as far as like what we would normally spend here and there. So I can't use the last couple of months. In January, December, I feel like still like holidays. So the most recent like typical month would probably be October, and that's 6 months ago. So I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on it for April. We don't have anything coming up until June, um, which is my husband's birthday, our wedding anniversary, and my birthday all in the same month. So June is going to be another weird month, but April will kind of let us know and like get us set up for May. So at the end of the month, I can take a look and see like how much do we typically actually spend when we don't have anything like crazy going on. Well-being, health insurance comes out of our paychecks, so same thing, zeroed out because we it's taken out and it doesn't even come into our account before we see it. No one's currently on any medications, medical bills. I do go to therapy. We're going to do $100 for hobbies. I am currently in school and working two jobs, so hobbies right now. I do crochet and I have a butt ton of yarn. So if I feel like I need to do something that doesn't require reading or writing or talking to anyone, I can go sit on the couch and like make a half made blanket or something. So I already have things, but just in case, you never know, I might be out or something and see like some really pretty yarn that I want, or I might like need to order a crochet hook in a different size, or like want to buy a couple of patterns on Etsy. And so I'm gonna put those there just as like an addendum, just so that I have it budgeted. But then if I don't need it, then it just rolls over. Personal care, I'm going to budget about $100. That's going to be like, I think we're good on body wash, shampoo, conditioner. My husband's hair has a lot of hair. He has really long locks. So he goes through shampoo like nobody's business. So we're probably time to buy new shampoo, body wash, lotion, all that good stuff. Um, there's expensive stuff out there that I really like, but your girl really tries to keep it drugstore because I just feel like that makes the most sense. Like I bought a $50 bottle of like that O'Shea oil. It smelled incredible, and but I was ashy again in 2 hours, and so it was like, ooh, I could have gotten like 10 bottles of baby oil for that and been good for the day. So keeping that in mind. And then I'm gonna put 126 here for other well-being expenses. We do have a Peloton, so this includes the payment for the Peloton, but then also the monthly payment. Actually, it'll be 146 because we also have a gym membership. So the extra $20 is for the gym membership. Our car, we pay $299. Insurance is paid up, but it will be due. I think I have to renew in June. So I'm gonna put $100 towards auto insurance this month just to make sure that when it's time to renew, I have the funds for that. Um, I work from home and go to school online, so I don't leave the house very often. And then my husband only works about 15 minutes away. So $30 lasts pretty much all week. We have a pretty small car. So I'm going to budget 120, and then we'll see. Car maintenance. We do need to replace our windshield, so I'm going to budget $300 for that. Public transportation, don't need it. We don't Uber anywhere. Done with that. Okay. So this is where we are. So After housing, utilities, home and family, food, transportation, well-being, that leaves us with that is $4,000.02 that we will be spending, which leaves us with $5,010 left to spend, which we will be divvying up between savings and debts and sinking funds. So my next video will be taking this $5,010 and kind of breaking that down. So some goals, make a goal to pay down some debt. Once we take a look at everything, I should have an idea of like how much we can put towards debt. With this much left over, we should be able to pay off quite a few things because I feel like a lot of our stuff is like $2,000 or less. We're going to open a couple of secured cards for us to get building our credit again, and then make sure we catch up on all bills. The energy bill is the only bill that we are currently behind on. So once we pay that off this month, we should be good. And so that is what our bills so far are going to look like. Like I said, this is just going to be the preliminary, like April bill. Once we go to our paycheck budgeting, and at the end of the month, we'll know what our numbers are actually looking like. But this is what I think they're going to be so far. So if you guys like this video, I would love if you would give it a like, subscribe, comment down below. Like I said, what sinking funds do you use? What do you wish that you had saved for that we should be saving for? Any financial advice you have for us, any marriage advice, we're also open to it. We're, 29 and 31, no kids, very, very, very young. So I love hearing from older people the things that they wish they had done at our age and things that we can do to set ourselves up now that our income is increasing, and we're, just trying to make smarter choices. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.